A wife cheats with his best friend. Takes the house, the kids, his entire life. They live rich and happy on his pain for 10 long years. Then he wins the lottery, over $1 billion. And watches them come crawling back, begging on their knees. This is the ultimate karma payback you've been waiting for. Bitter revenge begins, right now. Mark Reynolds was 34 when his world ended in one afternoon. He and his wife, Lauren, had been married for 9 years. They lived in a nice 4-bedroom colonial in Plano, Texas, suburban Dallas, good schools, 2-car garage, backyard with a swing set. Mark worked as a senior software engineer at a mid-sized fintech company. Lauren was a marketing coordinator for a local real estate firm. Together they pulled in about $210,000 a year. Comfortable. Stable. The American dream on paper. Their daughter, Ava, was 7, bright, curly-haired, obsessed with soccer and drawing unicorns. Their son, Ethan, was 4. Always trailing his big sister, carrying a toy truck everywhere. The house smelled like coffee in the mornings and mac and cheese at dinner. Mark came home every night to hugs, homework help, and Lauren's smile. He thought that was forever. His best friend since high school was Derek Hayes. They met on the JV football team, stayed close through college, different schools, same city, stood at each other's weddings. Derek was the fun one. Charismatic, quick with jokes, always had a new side hustle. Mark was the steady one. They golfed every other Saturday, watched Cowboys games, texted memes at 2 a.m. Derek had been best man at Mark and Lauren's wedding. Lauren called him the third wheel we actually like. The cracks appeared slowly. Lauren started working late networking events. Her phone got a new lock screen photo of just her and the kids, no Mark. She laughed at Derek's texts more than Mark's jokes. Mark noticed but pushed it down at stress from a big project at work, maybe postpartum hormones lingering, normal couple stuff. Then came the Friday he left work early to surprise her with flowers for their anniversary weekend. He pulled into the driveway at 3:15 p.m. Lauren's car was there. Derek's black Jeep was parked crooked behind it. Mark walked in quietly. Voices from the living room laughing, then moaning. He stepped around the corner. Lauren and Derek on the couch. Clothes half off, tangled, oblivious. Mark froze. The flowers dropped. Petals scattered across the hardwood. Lauren saw him first. She gasped, pushed Derek away. Derek turned, face draining of color. Mark, dude. Mark didn't yell. He didn't punch. He just looked at them for a long second, then walked upstairs, grabbed a duffel, packed enough for a week, kissed the kids' sleeping heads, they were napping in their rooms, and left. He texted Lauren from the hotel. I saw everything. Don't call. Don't text. I'll be back for the kids tomorrow. The divorce was brutal. Lauren filed first, claimed Mark was emotionally distant, work-obsessed, that she had been the primary parent. Derek moved in 3 months later. They painted the narrative: Mark was the bad guy who abandoned the family. Lauren's lawyer was aggressive, Mark's was overworked and underfunded. She got primary custody, joint legal, but she controlled the schedule. Mark got every other weekend and Wednesdays. Child support, $2,800 a month. Alimony, $1,200 for 5 years. Lauren kept the house. Derek sold his condo, combined finances. They upgraded the kitchen, put in a pool, posted family photos, blended, happy, perfect. Ava and Ethan started calling Derek dad in photos. Mark saw it on Instagram before Lauren blocked him. Mark moved into a 1-bedroom apartment near Frisco. He worked harder, promotions came slowly but steadily. He paid every cent on time, never missed a visitation. He took the kids to soccer, helped with homework, read bedtime stories. He never spoke ill of Lauren or Derek. When Ava asked why Daddy didn't live at home anymore, he said, "Sometimes grown-ups can't stay together, but I love you both more than anything." Ethan, too young to remember much, just knew Uncle Derek was now at Mom's house all the time. Years ground on. Mark dated a little, nothing serious. He focused on the kids. Ava became a star midfielder, Ethan loved Legos and Minecraft. Mark saved aggressively, 401k, Roth IRA, emergency fund. He lived below his means, no new car, no vacations unless with the kids. Lauren and Derek's life looked golden from the outside. Derek started a consulting business, marketing for small real estate firms. Lauren quit her job to manage the home. They took trips to Cabo, bought a boat, posted sunsets and champagne. Ava and Ethan had iPads, designer clothes, private tutors. Social media screamed success. But Mark noticed the small things during drop-offs. Derek's new watch 1 month, gone the next. Lauren's smile tighter. Ava mentioning dad and mom argue a lot. Ethan saying Derek yelled at mommy again. Mark said nothing. He just listened. 10 years after that Friday afternoon, everything changed in one lottery ticket. Mark played Powerball, occasionally $2 ticket when the jackpot got stupid big. On November 12, 2035, the jackpot hit $1.9 billion. Mark bought one ticket at the gas station near his office, quick pick, no strategy. He checked the numbers the next morning while drinking coffee. Every single one matched. After taxes, federal plus Texas, no state tax, he netted $1.12 billion lump sum. He didn't scream. He sat in silence for 10 minutes, then called his financial advisor, his attorney, and his sister. He told no one else, not Lauren, not Derek, not even the kids yet. He quit his job the next week. Quiet resignation, good references. He moved the money into trusts, paid off debts, set up irrevocable trusts for Ava and Ethan. They'd get access at 25, 30, 35. He bought a modest but beautiful house in Highland Park, 5 bedrooms, pool, home theater, titled in a blind trust so no one could trace it immediately. He kept living quietly for months, same car, same routines, same drop-offs. Then he started the subtle shift. He upgraded Ava's cleats, Ethan's Lego sets, small things. Told Lauren, "I got a bonus at work." She didn't question it. 6 months after the win, he filed to modify custody, seeking 50-50 joint physical. His attorney presented evidence, stable home, higher income, he'd started consulting, kids thriving with him. Lauren fought it, but the judge leaned toward equal time, kids were older, wanted more dad time. Mark didn't push hard. He just waited. Lauren and Derek's life was already cracking. Derek's consulting business was a house of cards. Fake invoices, unpaid vendors, IRS audit looming. Lauren's alimony ended the year before, she had no job. They burned through savings fast, boat payments, credit cards, lifestyle inflation. One evening, 9 months after the lottery, Lauren called Mark crying. "We're in trouble. Derek's business is collapsing. We're losing the house. The kids. I don't know what to do." Mark listened quietly. "I can help," he said. "But only if you and Derek come to my new place tomorrow. We talk in person." They arrived the next afternoon, Lauren pale, Derek sweating in a wrinkled polo. Mark opened the door of his Highland Park home, clean lines, sunlight everywhere, view of the backyard pool. Lauren's eyes widened. Derek's jaw dropped. "Nice place," Derek muttered. Mark led them to the living room. No small talk. "I won the Powerball," he said flatly. "Over $1 billion after taxes. The kids are set for life, trusts already funded. I'm not flaunting it. But I'm done pretending." Lauren stared. Derek laughed nervously. "You're joking." Mark pulled up his phone, screenshot of the winning ticket confirmation, bank statement, redacted, trust documents for the kids. Lauren started crying. Derek went white. Mark continued. "I'm not giving you money. Not directly. But if you sign over full physical custody to me, no more fighting, no more games, the kids get to live in stability. You two can figure out your mess. Or keep fighting, lose the house anyway, and watch the kids choose me." Derek exploded. "You think you can buy us out?" Mark looked at him coldly. I don't need to buy anything. You already lost. You took my wife, my home, my kids' childhood. Now you're begging. Funny how that works. Lauren whispered, Mark, please. We have nowhere else. Mark stood up. You have 48 hours to decide. Sign the papers my lawyer sends, or we go back to court and I'll show the judge everything. The affair. The financial lies. The kids' statements about the yelling. They left in silence. 2 days later, the papers arrived signed. Full custody to Mark. Lauren and Derek got supervised visitation if they wanted it. Mark watched them drive away from his new front porch. 10 years of silence. 10 years of paying, showing up, rebuilding. Now they were the ones begging. And he hadn't even started spending yet. The custody papers arrived signed on the third day. Lauren and Derek didn't fight it. They couldn't afford the lawyer fees anymore, and the judge had already hinted at a full hearing if they dragged it out. Mark's attorney filed the modification immediately. Joint legal custody remained, but primary physical custody shifted to Mark. Lauren and Derek got every other weekend, supervised at first, then unsupervised if no issues, plus holidays split evenly. The kids would stay in Mark's Highland Park house during the school week. Ava, now 17, and Ethan, 14, took the news better than expected. Ava sat on the new living room couch the night Mark explained. So, we're living here most of the time? With the pool and my own bathroom? Mark nodded. If that's what you want. No pressure. Ethan looked up from his phone. Does this mean Derek won't yell at Mom anymore? Mark chose his words carefully. It means you two get stability. Mom and Derek are going through a rough time financially. They need space to fix it. You'll still see them. Ava hugged him. I like it here, Dad. It feels calm. Ethan just nodded. Can we get a dog? Mark laughed for the first time in weeks. We'll talk about it. Lauren moved out of the Plano house 2 months later. The bank foreclosed, Derek's business debts had ballooned, and the mortgage payments stopped. They rented a 2-bedroom apartment in Garland. Cheaper area, smaller space, no pool. Lauren got a part-time job at a coffee shop to help with bills. Derek tried freelancing again, but clients dried up after the IRS audit became public knowledge in local business circles. Mark didn't rub it in. He kept the kids' lives normal, school, sports, friends. He upgraded Ava's car to a safe-used SUV, titled in trust, paid for Ethan's robotics club dues, took them to college tours. He told them the house was from a work bonus and smart investing. Half true. They didn't question it. 10 months after the win, Mark started spending more visibly but still controlled. He bought season tickets to Mavericks games for him and the kids. Took Ava and her friends to Coachella. Ethan got a high-end gaming PC for his birthday. Lauren noticed during drop-offs. You're doing really well, she said one Saturday, eyes lingering on the new Tesla in the driveway. Mark shrugged. Things turned around. Derek was quieter. He barely spoke during handoffs, just nodded at the kids and left. The begging started small. First, Lauren texted. Can you spot us $800 for Ava's club fees? We're short this month. Mark replied. I already paid them directly to the club. No need. Then Derek called, first time in years. Man, we're drowning. The IRS is garnishing everything. Can you loan us $10,000? Just until I land a contract. Mark paused. I'm not a bank, Derek. And after everything, no. Derek's voice cracked. I know I screwed up. I ruined our friendship. But the kids. Mark cut him off. The kids are fine. They're with me. Focus on fixing your own mess. Silence. Then Derek hung up. A year after the lottery, Lauren and Derek hit rock bottom. Derek's consulting business folded completely. Clients sued for fraud, more IRS liens. Lauren lost her coffee shop job after missing shifts for court dates. They filed Chapter 7 bankruptcy. The apartment lease wasn't renewed. They moved into a cheap extended stay motel off I-635, weekly rates, no kitchen, bugs in the carpet. They came to Mark's house unannounced one rainy Sunday afternoon. Mark opened the door. Lauren looked exhausted, hair in a messy bun, no makeup, clothes wrinkled. Derek stood behind her, eyes down, hands in pockets. "We need to talk," Lauren said. Mark stepped aside. "Come in. Kids are at a friend's house." They sat in the living room, same couch where Mark had caught them 10 years earlier. Lauren spoke first. "We're homeless next week. The motel's kicking us out. We have nowhere to go. My parents won't help, they're done bailing us out. Derek's family cut us off years ago." Derek added quietly, "We're not asking for a handout. Just a place to crash until we get on our feet. A month. 2 at most. We'll pay rent when we can." Mark looked at them, really looked. Lauren's eyes were pleading. Derek's were defeated. Mark leaned forward. "You took my wife. You took my best friend. You took my kids' childhood stability. You moved into my house, raised my children with my money, posted pictures like you earned it. Now you're asking me to let you live under my roof?" Lauren started crying. I know what we did. I regret it every day. But Ava and Ethan, they still love us. They need to see we're trying." Mark stood up, walked to the window, looked at the pool shimmering in the rain. "I won't let you live here," he said. "But I'll help. On my terms." He turned back. "I'll pay for a 1-year lease on a decent 2-bedroom apartment in a safe area, $2,000 a month, utilities included. I'll cover it directly with the landlord, no cash to you. You get job training, Lauren, I'll pay for online marketing certification. Derek, I'll connect you with a legitimate logistics company I know. No more scams. No more shortcuts. And you sign a no-contact agreement except for court-ordered visitation. One violation, the apartment stops." Derek's jaw clenched. Lauren nodded slowly. "Why?" Derek asked. "Why help us at all?" Mark met his eyes. "Because my kids still love their mom. And I won't let your failures drag them down. But this isn't forgiveness. This is mercy for them, not you." They agreed. Papers were drawn up the next week, legal agreement, notarized. Mark paid the first year's rent up front. Lauren enrolled in the course. Derek got an interview, he landed the job, entry-level dispatcher, $45,000 start. The kids were told, Mom and Derek are getting back on their feet. They have their own place now. You'll see them as usual. Ava asked quietly. "Are they okay, Dad?" Mark hugged her. "They're working on it. That's what matters." Over the next year, Mark watched from afar. Lauren finished her certification, got a remote job paying $55,000, enough to start paying some bills. Derek kept the dispatcher job, stayed clean. They moved into the apartment, basic, but clean, safe. No more begging texts. But the damage was permanent. Ava went to college on a full ride, Mark quietly funded extras, dorm upgrades, study abroad semester. Ethan started high school with top grades, robotics team captain. Lauren and Derek visited for holidays, awkward, short, always supervised by Mark's presence. The kids were polite, but distant. No more dad for Derek. Mark never dated seriously, focus stayed on the kids. He traveled with them, Europe, Hawaii, national parks. He donated millions anonymously to local charities, kids' hospitals, single-parent programs, financial literacy classes. 10 years after the betrayal, Mark had everything he ever wanted: his children's love, financial freedom, peace. Lauren and Derek had scraps, a rented apartment, low-paying jobs, supervised weekends, lifelong regret. And when they looked at Mark's house, his kids' smiles, his quiet success, they begged once. He gave them mercy. But never again his trust. The 48-hour deadline passed in silence. On the third morning, Mark's attorney received the signed documents, full physical and legal custody to Mark, no contest, no alimony modifications, no future claims on any future assets. Lauren and Derek had folded completely. Mark didn't celebrate with champagne or parties. He sat in his new Highland Park home office, looked at the framed photo of Ava and Ethan on his desk, and exhaled for what felt like the first time in 10 years. He told the kids that weekend, carefully, over pancakes. "Mom and Dad are changing how you live with us," he said. "You'll stay here most of the time now. Mom will visit when she can. Derek too, if you want." Ava, now 17, crossed her arms. "Is this because of money?" Mark shook his head. "It's because you deserve stability. And I can give it to you now." Ethan, 14, looked up from his phone. "Does this mean we get the pool?" Mark laughed, the first real one in days. "Yeah, bud. Pool, bigger rooms, whatever you need." They moved in the next week. Ava chose the corner bedroom with city views. Ethan claimed the basement game room. Mark hired a housekeeper twice a week, a driver for school runs when needed, and a private tutor for Ethan's math struggles. He enrolled Ava in a top private soccer academy. No extravagance, just comfort they had never known. Lauren tried to call daily at first. Mark let the kids answer. Conversations were short, tearful on her end, polite on theirs. Derek disappeared from the picture almost immediately, moved to a cheap apartment in Garland, took a delivery job, stopped reaching out to the kids. The IRS audit finalized, Derek owed $780,000 in back taxes and penalties. Lauren's name was on enough paperwork to get hit with $320,000 joint liability. They lost the Parker house to foreclosure. Lauren moved into a small 2-bedroom rental in Mesquite, basic, noisy neighbors, no pool. She got a job as an administrative assistant at a dental office, $18 an hour, no benefits. Derek bounced between gigs, Uber, DoorDash, warehouse shifts. Their perfect life evaporated in months. Mark never rubbed it in. He didn't post flashy photos or flaunt the wealth. He kept his social media private, focused on the kids' milestones, Ava's senior prom, Ethan's first varsity soccer goal. He started a family foundation quietly. Scholarships for single-parent kids in Plano schools, named after his late mother. The kids knew about the lottery now. Ava asked once how much. Mark said enough to take care of us forever, and left it at that. 1 year after the custody change, Lauren showed up at Mark's door unannounced on a rainy Saturday. She looked 10 years older, hair dull, eyes hollow, cheap coat soaked. Mark let her in, offered coffee. The kids were at a movie with friends. "I need help," she said quietly. "We're about to lose the apartment. Derek left 2 months ago, said he couldn't handle it. I'm drowning in debt. The kids, they barely talk to me anymore." Mark sat across from her. "What do you need?" "Money. Just enough to get stable. A few thousand. I'll pay it back when I can." Mark looked at her for a long moment. "I'm not giving you cash. But I'll do something better." He pulled out his phone, opened a banking app, and showed her a screen, a new trust account in her name. $250,000, irrevocable, released in monthly installments of $2,000 for the next 10 years, conditional on her completing financial counseling and maintaining employment. Lauren stared. Tears fell. "Why?" "Because the kids still love you. And I don't want them to see their mom homeless. But this isn't forgiveness. It's for them." She nodded, wiping her face. "Thank you, Mark. I don't deserve it." "You're right," he said calmly. "You don't. But they do." Lauren left with the paperwork. She never asked for more. Derek tried once, texted Mark from an unknown number. Man, I'm sorry. Life's rough. Can you spot me 10K? For old times? Mark blocked the number without replying. 2 years after the win, Ava graduated high school, full ride academic scholarship to UT Austin. Ethan was thriving in high school, starting his own coding club. Mark took them on their first big family trip. Hawaii, private villa, no luxury flaunting, just beach days and sunsets. Lauren attended Ava's graduation from the back row. Ava invited her, they hugged awkwardly after. Ethan gave her a quick wave. Mark nodded from the stage, neutral, no warmth, no hate. 10 years after that Friday of scattered flowers, Mark stood on his porch watching Ava and Ethan play basketball in the driveway with Megan, his fiancée now, and their new golden retriever. The gate buzzer rang. It was Lauren and Derek. Together again, looking defeated. Lauren held an envelope, Derek stared at the ground. Mark opened the gate. "What do you want?" Lauren spoke first. "We're getting married again next month. Small thing. We wanted to invite the kids. And maybe you. If you'll come." Derek added quietly, "We're trying to rebuild. Therapy, debt plan, everything. We just want to be part of their lives again." Mark looked at them. Two people who had once taken everything from him, now standing small on his driveway. He shook his head slowly. The kids decide who they want in their lives. Not me. Not you. Ava and Ethan know the truth now, the affair, the lies, the way you both chose each other over them. They've chosen me. They'll choose if they want contact. Lauren's lip trembled. "We lost everything because of what we did." Mark met her eyes. "No. You lost everything because of what you chose. I rebuilt. Quietly. Patiently. You begged. That's the difference." Derek swallowed. "We're sorry, man. Truly." Mark paused. "Sorry doesn't undo 10 years. But if you mean it, prove it. Stay clean. Stay stable. Show up for the kids when they let you. That's all you've got left." He closed the gate gently. Lauren and Derek walked away, shoulders slumped, no fight left. Mark went back inside. Ava and Ethan were laughing in the kitchen with Megan. Ava looked up. "Who was that?" "Your mom and Derek," Mark said. "They wanted to invite you to their wedding." Ethan snorted. "Pass." Ava shrugged. "Maybe someday. Not now." Mark smiled, small, real. "Your call. Always." That night, Mark sat on the back patio alone, stars bright over Dallas. 10 years ago he had nothing but pain and a broken home. Now he had billions, a new life, kids who chose him, a woman who loved him without drama. Lauren and Derek had begged, literally, at his door. Karma hadn't been flashy. No public humiliation, no revenge porn. It had simply waited. Waited while Mark rebuilt. Waited while they crumbled. Waited until they had no choice but to beg the man they betrayed. And when they did, Mark didn't gloat. He just closed the gate. Because the best revenge isn't destruction. It's thriving so completely that the people who hurt you can only watch from the outside, begging for scraps of what they threw away. And Mark? He had everything they once stole. Forever. That was Mark's story. Betrayed, broken, silent for a decade. Then one ticket changed everything. They begged. They lost. He won forever. Karma doesn't rush, it waits, and when it hits, it takes everything. If this revenge gave you chills, smash that like button. Subscribe and hit the bell, next karma explosion is coming soon. Comment below right now. What would you do if you won the lottery after they betrayed you? Forgive? Or watch them beg? See you in the next bitter revenge. Remember, what goes around, comes back richer.